The following is a dramatization of working through conflict in the church. All characters and stories are fictitious in nature and do not represent any actual human beings.
Today we will be talking about conflict and pastoring. William James said, "Whenever you're in conflict with someone, there is one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. That factor is attitude." Max Lucado put it another way by saying conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. Now let's talk about some different types of conflicts. Relationship conflicts occur because of the presence of strong negative emotions, misperceptions or stereotypes, poor communication or miscommunication, or repetitive negative behaviors. Relationship problems often fuel disputes and lead to an unnecessary escalating spiral of destructive conflict. Here is an example of what a relationship conflict could look like.
Thank you for coming to the church work day. You are such a good decorator. You have really made this fellowship hall modern and beautiful. What a blessing you have been to us.
I am happy to help. The next thing I want to do is take down those awful curtains.
Oh no, we can't do that. Sister Mildred made those curtains herself over 50 years ago. If we took them down it would break her heart.
Because they are over 50 years old is why they need to be replaced.
Perhaps when you are older you will understand why it is important for some things to stay the same.
Listen here, you old bag of bones. I did not give up my Saturday to come down here and watch you sabotage these projects. The pastor's intent is for us to update the fellowship hall, and you have been trying to derail that project all day.
Well, I declare, I am not going to take any sass from the likes of you. If you want to take down these curtains, you will have to get through me first.
If you don't get out of the way, Grandma, I am going to push your life alert button and an ambulance can come and pick you up.
Come on, Gertrude, play nice. You know it's time for the moth-eaten curtains to go.
I suppose you are both right. I am sorry if I have been a pain in the rumpus today. Please forgive me.
And I am sorry for calling you an old bag of bones. It sounds like you have a lot of good memories at this church. I am glad we have people here as devoted as you are.
I think I just witnessed a miracle.
Now let's talk about data conflicts in the church. Data conflicts occur when people lack information necessary to make wise decisions, are misinformed, disagree on which data is relevant, interpret information differently, or have competing assessment procedures. Some data conflicts may be unnecessary since they are caused by poor communication between the people in conflict. Other data conflicts may be genuine incompatibilities associated with data collection, interpretation or communication. Most data conflicts will have data solutions. Here is what a data conflict might look like.
Tina, I need you to design and print off 200,000 door hangers for inviting the community to the Christmas Eve services.
No problem, Pastor.
Well, good luck with that.
Well, that concludes our staff meeting. I just need to see our CFO for a minute, but everyone else have a good day. Jim, I had to have you stay after because I am hoping you can explain to me why you have become so hostile.
I am the CFO for this church. If you are going to decide to order 200,000 door hangers, don't you think you should run that by me first? I can't balance the budget for half of the visions you have for this church as it is.
I am sorry I didn't make time to bring you in the loop sooner. We are holding a second offering in all of our services this weekend for this door hanger project so that we didn't have to find the money in the budget.
I am sorry I was so quick to judge you. That is a really great idea. Is there anything I can do to help?
I could definitely use your help. We are working on a very short timeline with this project.
Just let me know where you can use me.
Now we are going to talk about interest conflicts in the church. Interest conflicts are caused by competition over perceived incompatible needs. Conflicts of interest result when one or more of the parties believe that, in order to satisfy his or her needs, the needs and interests of an opponent must be sacrificed. Here is what an interest conflict might look like.
Pastor, thank you for making time to meet with me. Lately things between us feel strained and I would like to know if there is anything I have done to offend you.
When I hired you, it was to lead worship at our church, not to turn our church into some kind of hipster rock concert.
Pastor, when you hired me you said we were going to update the music. I am just trying to do what I studied in college and what you hired me to do.
Look here, you hippie. The people that come to this church love the hymns. They want to sing along from their hymnal and then hear Sister Mildred sing her solo, the same solo they have come to love over the last 50 years. What they don't want is a bunch of hipsters pushing them and their hymns out of the church.
But Pastor, when we sing the hymns the congregation sings along, like a bunch of zombies. There must be some room for both styles of worship to blend together.
What do you have in mind?
I still need to talk to Sister Mildred, but I think I have an idea.
Next up we have structural conflicts in the church. Structural conflicts are caused by forces external to the people in dispute. Limited physical resources or authority, geographic constraints, distance or proximity, time, too little or too much, organizational changes, and so forth, can make structural conflict seem like a crisis. It can be helpful to assist parties in conflict to appreciate the external forces and constraints bearing upon them. Structural conflicts will often have structural solutions. Parties' appreciation that a conflict has an external source can have the effect of them coming to jointly address the imposed difficulties. Here is an example of what a structural conflict might look like.
As you can see here from the data in the slides, our church has reached about 95% of its max capacity. Some of our visitors have had to leave after not being able to find a seat. It may be time to add some more service times.
Well, we can add a sixth service, but we are going to need to keep to a very tight timeline in order to make it work, but it's doable.
Well, I don't think we have any other options. Let's pull the trigger on this.
As you can see from these slides, adding the sixth service has caused a lot of new problems for people trying to come or go from the church. In hindsight, maybe it wasn't such a great idea for us to add that service. People are becoming very frustrated trying to get in and out of the parking lot.
But what else could we do? The church is growing and we already have very short services from 8 a.m. till 1:30 p.m.
We can make this work. We just need to come up with a more organized way for our people to find parking at the church.
Well, I don't know what else we can do. We already have a shuttle to the off-site parking lot, but that doesn't seem to fix the problem.
What if we assemble a team of volunteers and put them in charge of the parking lot? Do you think if we gave them some room, that they could come up with some solutions?
I think that is a good idea. We could call them the Road Warriors. What do you all think?
It's worth a shot.
Okay, let's do it.
Lastly, we are going to talk about value conflicts in the church. Value conflicts are caused by perceived or actual incompatible belief systems. Values are beliefs that people use to give meaning to their lives. Values explain what is good, or bad, right, or wrong, just, or unjust. Differing values need not cause conflict. People can live together in harmony with different value systems. Here is an example of what a value conflict might look like.
I feel that we need to change the direction of the church from health-focused to missional.
I completely disagree. The spiritual health of our congregation is the most important goal for us to strive for. We need to remain on course.
Mission is the most important thing.
Our congregation's spiritual health should be our focus.
So you don't care about showing Christ's love to those around us in the community?
Not at the risk of neglecting the congregation that God has entrusted to me.
You have your nose so far down in your Bible that you are missing what God is doing all around you.
Philistine.
Son of disobedience.
Pharisee.
I hope you are ready to have hands laid upon you, because Pastor Doug is going to make it rain.
I am going to Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego crazy all over your face.
Gentlemen, can't they both be important?
No, Linda.
They cannot.
If everything is important, then nothing is. There can be only one overarching goal for the church with which it uses to measure its success.
If we are going to go through another church split, could we at least put a positive spin on it this time and call it a church plant?